Hey guys, we're here today to talk about the SuperFast Hurricane Rigid Core Naturals flooring. We're going to use this video to explain how to install the flooring. But before we begin, I'd like to start by explaining what the product is and some of the features and benefits that make it stand apart from other vinyls available. SuperFast Hurricane Rigid Core Naturals is different from the other SuperFast Rigid Core products available for sale. What sets it apart is the top layer that shows the decor. Instead of being a printed design, it's real wood. There are a few benefits to this. When you have the whole product installed, you can notice the difference in the look and feel because you have real hardwood on top. Rather than having repeating plank designs from a printed image, this will show the variation and appeal of a real natural hardwood look. This product is similar to the other SuperFast rigid cores in the fact that it has the same mixture in the core. So it's going to be a mixture of vinyl and limestone. The limestone in the core creates extra stability, allowing the planks to handle greater temperature ranges without buckling. On the back, we have an attached pad to increase comfort and reduce noise. Before we begin installing the product, we would like to explain the materials needed for installation. You will need a measuring tape and pencil or marker to mark your cuts. There are two options for cutting. First, you could just have a knife and a square, run a line once to score, and snap over your knee. The second option would be to purchase a laminate or vinyl chopper. It'll add a little bit to your project costs, but it makes cutting a lot easier. For more technical cuts, such as around curved toilets or under door jambs where you have to cut out just a small piece of a plank, you can use a jigsaw. Finally, for clicking the planks together, you will need a rubber mallet. Be sure to choose a mallet with a light colored head, not a black head. We have all the materials we need, and we're ready to get started. You need to plan in advance to make sure that your flooring is acclimated to the environment in which you will be installing. You can hear the air conditioning running in the back here because we're in hot, sunny Florida. We have it running because the room needs to be between 70 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit on the day of install. We brought our flooring here so that it could get used to that temperature, and it's been sitting for about 2 days, and now we're ready to begin installing. The next thing you need to do is think about where you want to begin. The way the planks click together will make you work from left to right, so we've decided to start in the back corner. We're going to measure the length of the first run. Take that number and divide it by the length of the planks. These planks are 4 feet long. We want to divide in order to make sure that both the first and the last plank are no shorter than 1 foot in length. Before installing the first row, you will need to cut 1 foot long scrap pieces to use for alignment and tapping. Take your scrap pieces and lay them down where you will be installing your first row. Then, you will start a second row laying down your full planks. Here we'd like to show a close-up shot of what we did with the first row. The first row is one of the most important because you have to make sure that the long edges of your planks align perfectly in a straight line. That's why we use a scrap piece. Place the scrap piece with the tongue end facing toward you and to the right. Then take your first piece of your first row and click it into your scrap piece. Once it's engaged, click your second piece into the scrap piece. Use a mallet to secure the end joint. This is how you can be sure that you've run your first row in a straight line. Once you run all the way down through the end, you can remove your scrap piece and slide the first row into place. Now that our first two rows are installed and in place, we're ready to continue the rest of our installation. There are two rules to remember. The first one we already mentioned before. The first and the last plank on each row need to be a minimum of 1 foot in length. In addition, your joint stagger needs to be a minimum of 8 inches. What that means is that between your second row and your third row, each end joint needs to be stacked a minimum of 8 inches apart. Now that your installation is complete, your flooring will maintain its great look as long as you use proper care and maintenance. Keep in mind there is a lifetime residential warranty as long as you follow the proper instructions, which can always be found on the back of your box or on menards.com. Avoid abrasive cleaners as they could damage the wood. You can simply clean with a damp mop or with any cleaners that are approved for wood flooring. There is a urethane wear layer, so it does have some scratch resistance, but you'll want to add felt pads to your furniture. And it's okay to have your furry pet as long as you clip his nails.